Good morning. Oh boy, our stash of batteries are getting big. So we're recycling batteries now. So, well, small batteries, not car batteries. So, but yeah, so we've recycled all kinds of stuff for all kinds of years, and of course we have the food drive and pet food drive every year at our expo. So we decided, let's do batteries too. So we have batteries here. I guess if you just need them to play with, you got batteries too. Gosh, all kinds of stuff going on. I don't know about you, but I am loving this relatively nice weather. No super hot. I mean, this is just nice to work outside, and yeah, love it. T-shirts and sweatshirts that you could get but might not want to wear. I fish so I don't choke people. If you don't like the way I drive, then get off the hood of my car. So, I like this. This is actually out of one of my car magazines, and it's talking about the power of failure. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I am going to say I absolutely love the way he speaks it here. So rather than try to encapsulate it, I'm just going to read just a real quick little thing. He's talking about our current state of affairs as far as news, our 90-second news cycle, he calls it, as opposed to in years past where the news cycle took a lot longer and just things were different back then. But we often hear that failure is not an option. The perception that failure is something to avoid it is the wrong interpretation. Failure is a tool for learning. Try more, fail fast, and learn from that experience. Fear of failure is the fear to learn. I love that statement. This is all reinforced, of course, by culture. Do a bad job, you get a comeback. Fail to answer a question, you get an F. Starts early and is pervasive, and none of this actually is true. There should be points of failure. Evidence is in children and in nature. Look at your nieces and nephews. They fall on their faces many times learning to run. They don't care. They might be laughing. So should you. The point here is just the value of failure is the intrinsic value of the earned win. The hard way means you're going to learn why you failed and get it right the second time. Or maybe sometimes third and fourth. Yeah. But the point is, I love that. So, fear of failure to learn. So, we do have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin now. And John said, life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Unfortunately true. And George, I don't think of laws as rules you have to follow, but more as suggestions. So, probably why he was in trouble a little bit. So. More Southern medical terms. And after these, I will finish my Southern medical terms. So, pelvis, second cousin to Elvis. Post-operative, a letter carrier. Recovery room, place to do upholstery. Seizure, Roman emperor. Tablet, a small table. Terminal illness, getting sick at the airport. Tumor, 1 + 1 more. Urine, opposite of you're out. Sorry. Varicose, nearby, close by. Very close. All right, ask Marilyn. She's a smart lady. And I just have to do this because it's interesting how these how this happens in relationships and everything. It says, if the temperature of the room is 72 and you want it to be 68, could you please tell my spouse that setting the thermostat to 60 will not make the room cool faster than setting it to 68? Mrs. G, setting the thermostat to 60 will not make the room cool faster than setting it to 68. Paul, I removed your surname for your own protection. Yeah. I've been practicing. Our calendar. So chakra clearings have been canceled for the summertime. So I think we'll pick those up in the fall again. Of course, Qigong every Sunday morning in the back. If you wonder what that is, talk to Mary Ann right there. And then Oneness Blessing, we had it before services. We'll have it afterwards. So this lovely couple right here takes advantage of that for us. We wouldn't have it without them, so thank you. And then, let's see, National Junk Food Day. That's important. No, wait a minute. That's next Sunday. Whew.
Following church?
Yeah, we could. On Tuesday, The Process, Josie is doing that. Talk to Josie of what's that all about. Drum Circle with Daryl. I presume Daryl's going to be doing that on Tuesday. National Hot Dog Day, National Caviar Day, and on Friday is Followers of the Way. So this is, if you like to look at the Bible maybe in a different way, that's the best place to do it. Janice does that shop that day, and she loves doing it and loves it when people show up and ask good questions. And Saturday, most important, National Lollipop Day. So, yeah, it's okay.
Hello? It is on. Okay. A couple things here really quick. I want to make sure that the August calendar for communion sign-up gets sent around now, just so that we can get it filled up and doesn't get forgotten. Sometimes, like especially when I'm not here 2 weeks in a row, things get forgotten. So I'm going to send that around. Name and phone number, send that around. Name and phone number on the Sundays, please, if you're willing to sign up and put that communion together that we share every Sunday. Also, we have...
Just be glad we're not a huge mega church. Sometimes they take 3 and 4 days to set up communion.
Yeah, and it's a really nice way to be of service. It does help out so that not one person is responsible to do it every single Sunday. It's very nice and very easy to do, very quick. Also, July 28th, we're going to have a potluck. I was trying to just think of a theme to go, for something different. And the only thing I can come up with, Summer Fun Day.
I was going to say, I like summer's awesome.
Summer Fun Day, yeah. So your favorite picnic thing, like I'm going to bring in some deli chicken and a potato salad, maybe your favorite pie.
Ooh.
Is that here?
Yes, it'll be here right after church service in the back. So if you'd like and sign up for something, the main dish, side dishes, desserts like pie.
What kind of pie?
It doesn't matter.
It really doesn't. No. Strawberry rhubarb,
Ooh.
lemon meringue, those are my 2 favorites. Anything lemon. And everybody's welcome. So if you're unable to bring something, we always have plenty of food. So please join us. It's a lot of fun, and we'll make it a summer fun day.
Cool.
That's also the weekend of the art in the park.
Oh, perfect.
You can go right from here.
There you go.
Perfect.
To the art.
Perfect.
Then on Saturday.
They're not open on Sundays.
Just Saturday, yeah, Friday and Saturday only.
Don't listen to me.
Okay. Birth names for people famous. Meatloaf, Marvin Lee Aday. Queen Latifah, Dana Owens. Robert Blake, Michael James Vicencio Gubatossi. Whoa. I like Robert Blake. Huh, I seem to be missing something. Oh well. Patience has its limits. Take it too far, and it's cowardice. Pride is generally censured and decried, but mainly by those who have nothing to be proud of. Modesty and unselfishness. These are virtues which men praise and pass by. So, the follies which a man regrets most are those which he didn't commit when he had the opportunity. Okay. I don't think I regret anything. Yet. To love is to place our happiness in the happiness of another. Nice way of saying that. See, I did that one, did that one, did that one. Is that all I've got? I could swear I'm missing something. Oh well. No eggs today, and no Mount Rainier cherries. God, those were good. Oh my God, those were good. Wow. A woman came home screeching her car in the driveway and ran into the house. She slammed the door, shouted at the top of her lungs, "Honey, pack your bags. I won the lottery." The husband said, "Oh my God, what should I pack? Beach stuff or mountain stuff? Doesn't matter," she said. "Get out."
That's good. I didn't either. We didn't see that one coming.
I know, that's the best part. It's always the best part.
Great theater.
We are going...
accent. So, before we get started in stuff, there's something to show you. So, how many people get the weekly email? Most of you. If you don't, it gives you a list of what's happening this week and a link to the YouTube for the message and meditation for the week previous, and a message from the Ancient Ones. Well, Beth Clark decided, yeah, bless her soul, took all of the messages from the last year for the Ancient Ones. 2016? Good grief. And created for us a booklet. And we're looking at the printing. If you want to know what the Ancient Ones are, there's inside the front cover is a introduction to the Ancient Ones, tells you what that's all about. So we're looking to get them printed. If you think you'd like to have a copy, we'd like to have an idea about that. We think they'll be about $20. So if I'm going to send a sign-up sheet around and the booklet, you can look at it. It should look pretty much like that. Name, phone number, and quantity. I know several people said, I want two. So I'm going to send that around. So if you would be so kind as to look at that, and when it gets to the back, if you'd bring it up to the front. So I don't know if you want it digitally, oh, I don't know.
I have a few of my little Post-its where I was making changes. I don't know if you...
Yeah, just leave the Post-its alone, and because we're still, apparently there's tweaking being involved. I have no idea. We hadn't considered that, sir. So we'll ponder that and get back to you. Yes, sir?
What's that? What's on the wall behind, on the side of the bed?
That was my next thing.
Stealing her thunder.
Don't you love the curtains? Thank you, Carol, for getting those done for us. So when we do the guided meditation, if the light is a little strong for you, let me know and we'll close those for you. Oh, Phil's going to do a demo.
That was so freaky.
It's just a Phil thing. What can I say? He didn't quite get the Vanna thing, but he did really well. Thank you, Phil, for demonstrating the opening and closing of curtains, because we would not know what to do with that. Prayer. That's what we need to do next. Phone. Microphone. If you would be so kind as to do that for us.
Okay, we're going to do a prayer for the world, and Lord knows we certainly need that. Amen. Loving Spirit of light, send more light into the world. Break through the darkness. Uplift those who are faltering and bless those who help. Amplify hope, joy, and love in the highest octave. Help me to do my part, as is right and good. And our gratitude is, I'm grateful for the light of awareness that breaks through the darkness and brings truth and peace. And so it is.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Oops, oops, oops. Don't give me any feedback. Oh boy. So, how many people were here when we did different glasses, so it's hard for me to see out there. And my other ones are getting new lenses. So these I have to look out of the tops of, and I'm used to looking here, and now you're all just fuzzy. It's just a blur. You know, if I had stage fright, that would be really good, then I wouldn't have to see you. But I kind of want to see and have some interaction. So either drop them down or whatever. I might just take them off. What was that?
You got the school teacher effect.
Got the school teacher effect, yeah. I'm seeing you. I'm watching you. How many people were here for when we did the Harmony Resonance? We went and received the Harmony Resonance. That's it? Huh? Wasn't many there. Wasn't many there, that's true. Okay. How many people were here for the 5 rivers of energy? The people were there. Okay. We're going to utilize those energies today, and the ones that received the energy prior. Oh, you're going to love it. Just never mind. So first of all, oh, you just wish you were me, that's all. I read a word on Facebook the other day, hangxiety. Stress that comes from hanging on to that's all out of alignment with your spirit. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, is letting go of hangxiety. Because we hang on to stuff, don't we? I mean, I'm still suffering and anguishing about stuff that happened decades ago. And the person that offended me or hurt my feelings all those many years ago has moved on, probably didn't even have a clue they hurt my feelings at the time. And then there was somebody like a week ago who said something, hurt my heart, hurt my feelings. And so I hang on to that stuff. Don't we hang on to stuff? We do. We hang on to stuff. Hanging on to that diminishes who we really are. It's normal, it's natural, we all do it. But wouldn't we want to do it better? Wouldn't we want to live beyond that and have a different experience of our life? I know I would. I would really like to be able to have my feelings hurt and go, shift, blah, blah, whatever I need to do, and then be fine. Wouldn't that be wonderful? That would just be miraculous. Well, I think we can utilize some of the energy that we received recently and do that and shift that. First of all, let's talk about the things that generate that distress for us, that anxiety. Grief or loss. You know, you can lose a job and have distress. Or you can lose a position in a job and have distress. Or you can lose a pet or a loved one, and there's this grief, loss energy of distress, of what was isn't anymore. We human beings, I don't know about you, but I don't like to change. I like it just the way it is. It may be terrible, but I know terrible. I can understand that, and I'm familiar with that. So don't change it, right? But things change. For the good or for ill, doesn't matter. Just change is hard. Change is just, it creates within us this sense of loss. Power struggles is another one. And by power struggles, I mean my way or the highway. Or if somebody else has their way or the highway kind of thing, but I don't want to go that way. You know, there's this struggle of how I want it to be, how I think it should be. So that can generate some stress or difficulty. Along with that is relationship miscommunication. There's things that come out of my mouth that I think are just fine and hurt Phil's feelings. And there's things out of his mouth that he thinks is just fine, hurt my feelings. It's not that I'm an evil person or that he's an evil person. Miscommunication happens. Miscommunication just happens. But that causes us struggle and grief and difficulty, does it not? Health issues. We all would love to have vibrant, perfect health every day. And just get up, and if we want to do something, we have more than enough energy to get that done. And does that work that way? No, not for some of us. Somebody maybe somewhere on the planet might have perfect health all the time. I don't know. I haven't met that person. And then financial distress. Sometimes having financial issues can really put stress on us and make us feel uncomfortable. Create worry, fear, all of those things that we know in our heart and our mind that we don't want to be there, but there we are. So how do we shift out of that is the key, right? Is the key to all of that. And what else? Am I missing anything? Have I covered pretty much the general gist of where we have those? Embarrassment?
Negative people.
Negative people? Huh? Betrayal, yeah. Judgment. Okay, so now we're getting into the next step. So let me just move into the next step, okay? So when we experience any kind of loss or distress like that, what happens is our feelings get involved, our mind gets involved, and our intent gets involved. So our feelings say, that hurts, I don't like that. They're mean, it hurts, and it's not fun, and all of that sort of thing. Make sense? Our feelings. Not our heart of hearts, but our feelings. Our feelings get involved. And then the mind kicks in and goes into judgment and goes, they're mean. They're ugly. They're evil. Right? Right? And then the intent kicks in. Our will, our willingness kicks in, and it says things like, I'll never love again. I'll never trust that person again. I'll never be the same. I quit. I'm a failure. Oh, that's mind, judgment, mind. I'm a failure. They're bad. I'm a failure. All of that sort of thing. Does that make sense? I'm unlovable. So when we get in this, that's the natural response to difficulty. We feel embarrassed. That's a feeling. That's a response of maybe a loss or a power struggle or somebody putting us down, whatever, all that sort of thing. What was the other things that came up? Betrayal, that's a judgment. Embarrassment, we got that one. Those are judgments on our perception of a situation. I feel betrayed. And I'm not saying that they're not right. But unfortunately, when we judge things on that level, then we hang on to them on that level.
For a lifetime.
Huh?
For a lifetime.
For a lifetime.
I don't matter.
I don't matter. Nobody listens to me. Nobody cares. All those things, we hang on to them, and they become this resonance that we hang out in. So when we were here for stepping into, we went to the void and we received harmony a couple of weeks ago. When we received that harmony, before we went in, I asked what might harmony feel like. And so we had a couple of descriptive words about that. Then we went in and received it, and the descriptive words that came back after that were different. They were more profound. They were deeper. They were expansive. That makes sense? So what we want to do is we want to recreate that. We want to gather that harmony. Now, how many were here for the harmony thing? Okay, so those that were here, we're going to reactivate that harmony that we experienced. Remember how profound that was? Excuse me. And what happens is energy seeks its own level. So as the ones of us that experienced harmony, we have it. We're still embodying that harmony. And we're going to resonate at harmony. And everyone else in the room is going to pick it up. Does that sound like fun? Okay, so whether you received it or not in that guided meditation that I did a couple of weeks ago, it's okay. Just set your mindset in this point in time, in this moment in time, of I am willing to receive harmony. Can you do that? And those of us who experienced it, I want you just to bring that harmony back in your awareness. It's there. We're still vibrating at that. And I want you to beam it out into the room. Got it? So you might want to open your hands out and just beam that out into the room. We're going to give that just a moment or two to cycle in. Some of you are so closely vibrating at this harmonic anyway, it won't take you long to pick it up. Okay, could you feel that shift? Did you feel that? Just as subtle. What did that feel like for you when that shifted? Can you put peaceful? Put words, yeah. Letting go. So that harmony allows you to resonate at your own sacred soul song and allow other people to resonate at their sacred soul song without having to change them, fix them, or make it different. Just allows you to be who you are, where you are in this moment, and allows others to be where they are. And like notes on a piano, we create a chord or a harmonic that blends and it sounds beautiful. How many people have been here for Drumming Sunday? And you know how when we're drumming and we do the one drum at a time and it goes around, and one person might drum way over here, but that person's drum over there vibrates. Yeah. They're in harmony. They're in harmony. They may not sound exactly the same, but they're in harmony. They're resonating together. They pick up on that. So those of us who have received that harmony energy and have beamed it into this room, can you feel that? Have you felt a shift? Do you feel how that feels? So now then, allow that to be and just be with that for a second. Last Sunday, I talked to you a little bit about we did a process where we stepped into the 5 rivers of light, 5 waterfalls of light, and we received 5 energy vibrations. The first one was peace. Second one was vitality. Now, peace is not the absence of struggle. It's just this state of being of, oh, look at that. I don't have to fix it, don't have to change it. I'll know what to do when the time is right. That's peace. Okay, doesn't mean there's an absence of problems. Oh, la, 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 I'm at peace. No, that's not peace. That's oblivious. We don't want to be oblivious. We want to know and be aware of what's going on in our world, but being at peace about it. Vitality, this is that enthusiasm for life, waking up going, yay, I'm alive another day, and having that willingness and that vibrancy to experience life to the fullest. Third one was courage. We can't get to courage if we don't have vitality and we don't have peace. But if we have those two, then we can find courage. And then once we have, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the power to be able to move through fear, right? That steps us into courage. We can take the next right step, even if we don't know what we're doing. I'm perfect evidence of that. Every Sunday I walk up I have no idea. I have hope. I have some ideas, some notes, but I really don't know what's going on. So that's courage. And then we stepped into the waterfall or the light fall of expansive awareness. And this expansive awareness takes us out of it's all about me, but into this expanded awareness of the bigger picture. Noticing all of it, not just myself. And then the last one was compassion. So those of us who experience those 5 waterfalls, I want you to experience them again and bring yourself into the state of being, of feeling those things. All right, so we're going to start with peace. Let's bring in peace. How many people were there for that one? Okay, so bring peace in. And you might want to send it out into the room, allowing peace to resonate within this room. We've already set the harmony energy. So that allows this energy to create harmony within all of us and generate peace. Vitality. Bring vitality in. Step into that energy of vitality. Courage. Awaken courage. Bring courage in. Now expanded awareness. Expansive awareness. Notice that you're part of a bigger whole. That you're a spiritual being as well as a physical being. And now compassion. Awakening and revitalizing that compassion. Allowing that to come into this room, into this space. Now, how do we all feel with that? Even those that were not here, can you have a sense of the feeling of that? All right, now if we look at the same situations that cause us to feel embarrassed or betrayed or heartbroken or have anxiety, if we can look at those from this state of being, that changes everything. It changes everything. So now, when we move into that state of being, and you look at financial distress, let's say, has the fear kind of stepped aside a bit? You'll figure it out. You'll be led. It's not a matter of failure, it's just a matter of, this is where it is for now. Things change. They change to get here, they can change to something else. Doesn't that feel wonderful? Now what about those relationships, those power struggles where we felt embarrassed or betrayed? And you bring those energies into that. So let's look at that a little bit closer. Let's say we have a relationship where there was a struggle or miscommunication or whatever, and you had a feeling of betrayal. And you bring the harmonic of peace in there. Plus your own vitality of knowing your own worth, your own exuberance for life. That life is just amazing. And then you bring courage into that. Knowing that you can do the right thing, you can take the next step. Now bring expanded awareness into that. That expanded awareness allows you to know it may not be about you. It may be about that other person. Maybe that's their journey. Maybe they're just reacting from their own pain. Pain begets pain, does it not? And then compassion. Applying compassion to oneself. Maybe you weren't perfect. You get to be imperfect. Until we're on the other side, we get to be imperfect. So you get to cut yourself some slack on that and have some compassion about that. Then you get to have compassion on that other person, because imagine what emotional pain they must be in order to experience or to put you through that experience. Now, how does it feel?
Excellent.
Excellent. Isn't it wonderful? So everything shifts because you've brought this higher level of harmonic of awareness into life circumstances. Good book talks about this. You're going to laugh. Maybe you'll laugh. I don't know. I laughed. Matthew 18:21. Peter came and said to Jesus, "Lord, how often shall my brother sin against me and I forgive him? Up to 7 times?" And Jesus said to him, "I do not say to you up to 7 times, but 70 times 7. This is not condoning bad behavior 70 times 7 and being a doormat. This is, I may have to go through this process, I may have to go through this process 70 times before I get clear. And let higher forces deal with the other person. But my task is to just keep doing what I need to do in order to get to that place of clarity. Because anxiety is hanging me up and I'm not living to the fullest that I would like to live. And wouldn't that be wonderful to be able to move past that suffering, that pain, into a brighter state of being? This is the funny one. So many people have believed that the 70 times 7 means just keep being the victim. Not what Jesus is saying. I think that's why I like followers of the way, because I like to take what religion says Jesus says, and then I look at it differently. And it's a whole different picture, and it's really fun. So anyway, so here's one of those things. So then, the Jewish people were downtrodden, have been downtrodden through eons of time, bless their souls. And the Romans, when Jesus was alive, the Romans were occupying their homeland. And a Roman citizen had the right to slap a Jewish person anytime they wanted to. And so here's what Jesus said about that. Well, he said a lot about that, but I'm only going to read a little snippet. Matthew 5, verse 44. Verse 43. I'm going to start at 43. So you've heard it said that you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you, in order that you may be sons of your Father who is in heaven. For he causes his sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sends rain on the righteous and the unrighteous. For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Not even the tax gatherers do the same? And he said, a little bit earlier than that, verse 39, but I say to you, do not resist him who is evil. But whoever slaps you on your right cheek, turn to him the other also. This is not saying be a victim. Again, here's the thing. I need a volunteer. Come up here, let me smack you. If I were to slap you like that, right? Okay, so that's an insult, right?
Yeah.
Now, what if you turn the other cheek towards me? What would that look like? Can I hit her now? Yeah. I can't. The only way I can hit her is a backhand. A backhand in the Roman culture was an insult to the slapper. This is an insult to the slappee. This is an insult to the slapper. Or if I should use my left hand, is an insult to the slapper. He wasn't saying be a victim. He was saying take your power without force. Force is different than power. Thank you. Force is this, I will make you do it my way, those power struggles. When we step into this higher state of awareness, I'm getting riled up, I'm sorry. When we get into this higher state of awareness, we reclaim our power without diminishing another, without using force. We're using this higher octave of love that allows us to change, and it allows them to look at themselves. If I were to retaliate to someone, then they feel justified. Well, she deserved that. But if I act honorably, they have the opportunity, whether they choose to take it or not, they have the opportunity to see what they've done. That doesn't mean I don't respond in any way, but it means I take my power back in a positive way. And that gives them a point of choice. They may choose to keep on their same path, but then we choose to be on our path. We don't have to comply, we don't have to rebel, but we walk the sacred path. And there's no anxiety. We don't get hung up about something that's happened. And instead of taking decades to get over a hurt or a wound, we can get over it in a couple of hours maybe, or a couple of days. Maybe soon it'll be a couple of minutes, but for now, it takes what it takes. And maybe it takes me looking at it and processing it and getting to that higher state of awareness 70 times. Maybe it's 70 times 7. Maybe that's a lot. That's over 1,000 times of looking at something. But how many times have we What's the word I want, Phil? No. No. Ruminated. It was there. It was just taking its time. How many times have we ruminated over something over and over and over and over and over and over? We have no problem doing that. Oh, but I have to apply positive stuff to it again more than once? Yes. We effort about things, we anguish about things over and over and over and over and over. I can review, I can tell you in glorious detail an offense that happened to me 20 years ago. Why? Because I've ruminated it over and over and over and over and over. I have made it crystal clear in my memory so I can recall. But I only recall my part, what I see, what my judgment tells me happened. I don't recall my part in the situation. I don't recall what I could have, should have, might have, would have done better. But what I recall is what they did to me. But if I applied that same energy to this positive awareness and released it, got it clear, I wouldn't have to ever think of it again. But here's the thing. We think we're clear. And then somebody will come up and say something and it will trigger. So now not only do we have memory of back then, and we have this new pain that just happened, that just got triggered, right? That is a blessing because there's still woundedness here. And if you bless and clear this, domino, and that gets cleared. Because it's the same energetic vibration. The wound is the same. May not be the same person, may not be the same actual thing, but the trigger activates that same pain. You heal this pain, that pain heals. How cool is that? And it may take over 1,000 times of looking at it and getting to a higher vibration, because it's in this higher vibration we look at things differently. If we're in a place of judgment, we will feel wounded, we will feel hurt, we will feel betrayed, we will feel embarrassed, we will feel sad, we will feel anguished. But in this higher vibration, what did we feel? Peace, vitality, courage, expansive awareness, and compassion. Changed everything. And it changed me. I changed my perception. And when I change my perception, that changes everything. And if I'm shifted into a different harmonic, what happens to the people around me?
They shift with you.
They shift with me. Or they get the heck out of the way.
Then we'll shift with you. Love will do that.
Love will do that. But they're at a point of choice. And they may choose to just step away. And that's okay. We get to let them. We get to let them. So,
Janice, Martin Luther King said, "My love will change their ways."
my love will change their ways. Martin Luther King. I agree with that 100%.
He's a very wise man.
Mr. Phil? I'm trying to decide whether to do a guided meditation. We're just out of time.
That's why I was in the back saying, oh God, she's thinking.
We kind of did a guided meditation to catch everybody up with those energy fields.
Yeah, that was good.
See, I don't know what's going on here. I just show up and stuff happens. I don't know.
That's why we love you.
That's why I appreciate you. Communion. Animal crackers, if you like to honor Native American pathway. Little square things on the outside is unleavened bread, and in the cup is gluten-free. Whatever works for you works for us. Join us in prayer if you would, please. Loving Spirit of light, thank you. Thank you for bringing to our awareness new opportunities to heal, new opportunities to grow, new opportunities to be clear. We ask that you bless us in this journey. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. As that continues around, would you join me in prayer again, please? Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life. Help us to look at the circumstances that are happening right now and heal them. And help that healing energy to clear and heal old sorrows so that we can live full, vital, vibrant, joyful lives. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. So, yeah, go ahead. If I would strongly encourage you to go back to the YouTube and take a look at those past messages. If you're not on the email list, you might want to give me your email, your first name and last name and your email address, and I'll add you. That's all it's done is just the weekly emails. So it's not like you're going to get hammered with a bunch of stuff. What else was I going to tell you? I don't know. Did the Harmony?
No, it did not because of a glitch.
Oh, glitch in the computer. I might just have to do that one again next time. So that means I have to remember. I have no idea what I did. Oh well, we'll do it again.
Yeah, we had some issues. So.
Yeah. There was something else. I don't know. Did you need something, Nancy?
Yeah, don't forget, Amazon Prime tomorrow and Tuesday.
Amazon Prime tomorrow and Tuesday.
It's like Black Friday, a bunch of sales with Amazon.
Yeah, I saw some advertisements like Echoes for $20 or Kindles for next to nothing and all kinds of stuff.
And when you do that, if you do Smile, Amazon Smile, and you sign the church up, we get double donations that day.
Yeah, for 2 days.
So thank you for the support and love that I receive daily. So much gratitude. Thank you. All right, Mr. Phil, head it.
Okay.
I don't know.
Peggy, you up to doing this? Okay.
We should sing happy birthday to Peggy.
Okay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Peggy. Happy birthday to you and many more. Fresh out of the hospital.
Well, a little more. Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm a little froggy, I apologize. Still getting my voice back. First of all, I want to thank all of you within the congregation who have shared prayers and healing with me.
I really felt it, and it's been a journey for sure. As I posted in my Facebook, pneumonia is not for wussies. So it's taken me a journey to get back to health, and I appreciate very much all your concerns and your prayers that you've shared with me. And I've missed coming here to church. It's been well over a month, probably almost to 2, that I haven't been here. So today being my birthday, I decided I was going to be better to be here and share in the glory of being with you. I've missed all my friends and seeing your faces and feeling the energy of this place. So thank you very much for your concerns. And on that note of thanks, I'm thankful to have a church to come back to. And so your support and your help, keep the lights on, keep it going, make it so that we're able to have our potlucks here and join with each other and share our marvelous meditations. So
We have new curtains.
and we have new curtains. Yeah. Ta-da. Thank you all, and give your blessings as you can. Thank you. And I didn't even cough.
No.
Yeah.
So, as it's going around, I just can't stand it. So let's just really quickly, I want you to receive a spiritual gift. So you know the harmonics that we were in of peace, vitality, courage,